So you've probably seen the headlines, right? The Indian rupee is falling, again, hitting these crazy new lows against the US dollar. But what's really going on behind those numbers? It feels kind of like a detective story, doesn't it? Well, let's put on our detective hats and solve the case of the falling rupee.
And here's Exhibit A. Our investigation kicks off with headlines just like this one, straight from the real world. I mean, we're talking about the rupee in a full-on downward spiral, hitting historic lows. And what's more, the experts are saying this weakness, well, it might be here to stay for a bit.
And that really is the million-dollar, or should I say million-rupee question, isn't it? This isn't just some abstract economic jargon. No, this stuff directly hits your wallet. We're talking about everything from the price you pay for petrol to how much it costs for someone to study abroad. So, yeah, let's get to the bottom of this.
Okay, first things first. Before we can crack this case, we gotta understand the key term at the center of it all. So, what exactly is depreciation?
To put it simply, depreciation just means your rupee doesn't stretch as far as it used to. It buys less of a foreign currency, especially the US dollar. So you need more rupees now to buy that same $1. And here's the key thing. This isn't something the government decided to do. It's all being driven by the market.
Now, it's super easy to mix this up with another word you might hear, devaluation, but they're totally different things. See, depreciation, that's the market doing its thing, supply and demand. Devaluation, on the other hand, is when the government deliberately pushes the currency's value down. So just to be crystal clear, what we're talking about with the rupee right now, that's depreciation.
All right, basics are covered. Now for the fun part, the real investigation. Let's line up the usual suspects. Who or what is pushing our rupee down?
So here's our investigation board. And right away, you can see this isn't a simple case with just one bad guy. Nope. It's a whole combination of things. Global stuff, money moving around, and what's happening right here at home, all teaming up to weaken the rupee.
First, let's look at the external suspects, the forces outside of India. A huge one is the super strong US dollar. Why? Well, the US central bank, the Fed, has been hiking interest rates. That makes investors all over the world want to park their money there. Then you throw in all the global chaos, geopolitical tensions, trade wars, you name it, and crazy high oil prices, which, India has to buy in dollars. It's a perfect storm of outside pressure.
Okay, now let's turn our attention inward to the internal pressures. For one, India has a big and growing trade deficit. What's that? It just means we're buying a lot more stuff from other countries than we're selling to them, so more money is flowing out. On top of that, you've got foreign investors pulling their cash out of Indian stocks and bonds. They sell their rupees, buy dollars, and send the money home. It's a classic supply and demand problem.
So, we've pretty much identified our main suspects. Now, let's look at the fallout. What's the ripple effect of all this? Who wins and who loses?
This little flowchart here explains the core of it perfectly. When the rupee gets weaker, anything we import from other countries gets more expensive for us. But, and this is a big but, on the flip side, the stuff we sell to other countries, our exports, suddenly becomes cheaper and way more attractive to them.
Okay, let's get the bad news out of the way first. The people who feel this first and hardest. Everyday folks like you and me, and any business that needs to import things to survive. And yeah, this is where it really hits home. Those higher oil import costs, that means you're paying more at the petrol pump. Thinking about a trip overseas or studying abroad, suddenly that's a lot more expensive. That shiny new phone or laptop you've been eyeing? Yep, its price is probably going up. And it's not just us. Big companies that took out loans in dollars are now in a tough spot because they have to pay back more in rupees.
But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Like they say, for every loser, there's a winner somewhere. And in this case, the winners are the folks who sell their stuff to other countries.
So think about India's massive IT industry, or any business that exports goods. For them, a weaker rupee is fantastic news. Why? Because their products are now a bargain for foreign buyers, which makes them way more competitive. And when they bring their earnings, in dollars, back home, those dollars convert into a whole lot more rupees. That means bigger profits. This can even give a nice little boost to manufacturing right here in India. So as you can see, it's a really mixed bag. There are clear pros and cons. So given all the challenges, what's the game plan? What's the path forward to a stronger, more stable rupee?
Well, there's no single magic bullet. The strategy has a bunch of different parts. We're talking about things like trying to trade with other countries in our own currencies to rely less on the US dollar, It's about building up our war chest of foreign currency reserves. It also means making the rupee more accepted globally, maybe through things like expanding UPI internationally. And of course, fixing our own issues at home, like that trade deficit we talked about. It's definitely a long-term game.
And this quote from BofA Securities really captures the two sides of this coin. They're saying that while the short-term pain is real, this weakness could actually be a blessing in disguise. It could be the push India needs to start making more things at home and really supercharge its export game.
So that's where we'll close our case file for today. A weak rupee, no doubt about it, is a huge challenge. It's causing real problems for a lot of people. But it's also a catalyst, a genuine opportunity. And I think the real question we're left with is this: can India actually use this pressure to its advantage to build a more resilient, export-powered economy for the future? It's something to think about.